Good evening. I am Declan Smith, Senior Class Vice President. I would like to welcome Principal Weber, Central Office Administration, Board members, and Superintendent Dr. Scott Rocco. Welcome to our 63rd Commencement Virtual Ceremony for Steiner High School. Please rise for the flag salute and remain standing for the Star-Spangled Banner sung by the Steiner Select Choir Seniors under the direction of Miss Curtin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, you may now be seated. Oh, shit. And you may now get back up for the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And at this time, I would like to introduce our SGA co-presidents, Alex Friedrich and Lauren McCarthy.
As SGA co-president, I'd like to welcome Dr. Rocco, Dr. Ferrara, Mr. Weber, teachers, parents, friends, and classmates. Deoxyribonucleic acid, also known as DNA, is the molecule that makes us who we are. It determines how we look, how we function. Looking into the future, I know that Steiner will forever be a part of my DNA. All the dances, games, performances, and events will stick with me for many, many years to come. The teachers that I've formed great relationships with and the amazing friends that I have made will continue to guide my life far beyond college. Going to Steiner has shaped my life in a way that's so many different ways, and while I may have had other paths to choose, I am glad I am a Spartan. Steiner has truly made me who I am today and has become part of my DNA. I'd like to introduce my fellow SGA co-president, Lauren McCarthy.
Thanks, Alex. On behalf of our school as the SGA co-president, I'd like to thank our administrators, Dr. Rocco, and the board members for being here today. I'd also like to thank our teachers and parents. Without you all, we wouldn't have had our extra push and support. Thank you for all you have done for us in our 13 years of education and our lives. My biggest thank you would be to my parents. Not only have they raised me to be the best person, but they have also done so much for me throughout my school years. My mom has been involved in all of my activities and has done everything in her power to make my childhood and everyone who did those activities with me the best it could be. I can't thank you enough, Mom and Dad, for being my role models. To my class, some of you I've known since kindergarten, some middle school, and some just these past 4 years. I thank you all for everything you've brought into my life. So many of you have left lasting impressions on me, and I won't forget you. We were all born shortly after 9/11, and our childhood was different because of the aftermath of it. Now we are graduating during the pandemic, and our adulthood will be living in the aftermath of this. We continue to enter new worlds as our lives are changing, but I believe we are strong, we are fighters, and we persevere with the ability to deal with change and an incident, as we've proven these past 2 years. Everyone has expected us to be okay with our final high school years because of how the world was impacted. This year has challenged us in ways none of us saw coming. We will learn from our beds. For a year and a half, we saw our sports cut short because of positive cases, schools closing after just reopening, and in October we lost our friend Kevin, who will always be a part of us. While this year seemed to have sucked in so many ways, our class tried to make the most out of it and salvage what we could. We faced obstacles this year that no other graduating class has had to deal with in recent years, and I am proud of us. We as a class, but also as a community, realized the importance of being together, which we may have taken for granted. We were forced to mature, we learned new ways to manage our time and handle what was being thrown at us, and I want to congratulate us for that. We made it through the best, but also the most challenging 4 years of our lives. We didn't back down, and I know we will make our mark as we leave Steiner because we are survivors. I know in the future we will be capable of anything because of how this year has shaped us. We are strong, we are brave, we are adaptable, we are resilient. We are the class of 2021. Congratulations and good luck. Now I'd like to welcome our salutatorian, Dana Kwan, to speak.
Hi. I'd like to start off by welcoming everyone here today. Thank you so much for coming. I'd like to thank our teachers, administrators, and of course our families for guiding and supporting us so we could get here today. And I'd like to thank the class of 2021 as well. Without every single one of you, the past 4 years wouldn't have been the same. And I genuinely can't imagine going to high school anywhere but Steiner. Maya Angelou once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Life is going to be hard. It already has been, but maybe the best thing we can do in spite of that is be soft instead. Don't let the problems that we faced and will face make you cold and bitter, but instead let them make you more compassionate. Sometimes it's okay to be soft. It's okay to be vulnerable. And it's okay to be selfless in a world where selfishness is often what gets you ahead. Compassion is an infinite resource. Spread it wherever you can. We have good heads on our shoulders, and maybe more importantly, good hearts in our chests. Let's use them to be kind to each other. Thank you. I would now like to introduce valedictorian Isabella Kaufman.
Welcome everyone, teachers, parents, students, Dr. Rocco, Dr. Ferrara, Mr. Weber, to the moment my peers and I have been working up to for years, the finale of our high school career. Walking into kindergarten 13 years ago, our journey began. Finger painting, hatching butterflies, learning our times tables. So much time has passed since then. So much growth has occurred. Somewhere along the way, we grew up. We learned how to parallel park. We became tomorrow's scholars, artists, athletes, activists, and we did this together through shared experiences under a single roof. Now is the time that we go our separate ways, forge our own paths, gain new perspectives. However, no matter how much we change, how far we go, we will always be united under the title Steiner High School Class of 2021. We are the class that rode out a thunderstorm during prom, a class of adaptation and perseverance. However, those last two words, adaptation and perseverance, were tested and reinforced this past year. I don't think that anyone could have predicted that 1/4 of our high school career would be experienced through a screen. Still, we learned from the examples our guidance counselors, administrators, and parents set for us, and we adapted. And that lesson is one that we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. I especially wanted to thank our wonderful teachers, the ones who traversed our generation's home turf, the internet, and taught themselves to navigate virtual learning styles this past year. Some teachers, like Mr. Yasik, discovered that they can, in fact, still tell their dad jokes through a screen. From uncovering our newfound love for the game of pickleball, to teaching us taxes as freshmen, to homemade bottle rocket demonstrations, our teachers here at Steiner have gifted us with a range of knowledge. And as we walk away with that knowledge, it's up to us to shape it into something valuable, something worthwhile, something meaningful. And I have no doubt in my mind that all of us are capable of achieving just that. Thank you and congratulations. And now I would like to introduce our senior class president, Amanda Angermiller.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Steiner High School graduation. Thank you all for being here today, friends, families, parents, and of course, our members of the administration. Before I speak about who knows what, I'd like to give credit to all of my classmates sitting in front of me. In no way was our high school experience easy, and all your hard work and dedication to your education shows today. We've made it, and the end of the road is finally here. It's taken a lot for me to get where I am currently standing today at this podium. Without the support of my friends and teachers at Steiner High School, I would have never gained the confidence in even running for a class officer position. And I thank you, my peers, for giving me this opportunity to speak before you today. High school was an exciting transition for us all. I remember walking through the hallways for the very first time and feeling an instantaneous shift of emotion. I became excited. I wanted to get involved in almost anything that I could get my hands on. I wanted to build new friendships and explore what I was meant to do with my life. But most importantly, however, I wanted to make the best out of the 4 years that I knew I had left in the town that I grew up in. That's when the clock started ticking. How much time did I really have left of my childhood? I spent so much of high school worrying about time left, but not time spent. This I would come to regret. Once the pandemic hit, I had so many of those regrets. I reprimanded myself for not going to that one party, for staying home all those nights, and for taking advantage of the last memories I had with friends I hadn't seen in over a year. If this was a regular year, I would be speaking of all the memories we shared together for this past year. I talk about our lasts that we've had, our last homecoming, our last semi, our last Spear Week, but what really were our lasts? Did we truly think March 13th was the last day of normalcy? Did we make the most out of our previous years here at Steiner before the pandemic? For the past year, our ticking clock paused. The world stopped. We've now skipped forward into a new chapter of our lives without even blinking an eye. Now, what's done is done. Time is irreversible. We cannot change what has been said or done. We cannot go back in time and live the way we wanted to with the knowledge of what was inevitably to come. It seems as though we lost a key period time in our lives. And we did. There is no way to sugarcoat that. Our childhood clock was fast-forwarded for us instead of keeping a steady pace. But even so, we are ready. With the isolation we ensued and the longing we had for life itself, we can better appreciate the beauties we have been ignoring. We can now step into the world stronger than ever and bonded as one. I know that each and every one of you sitting before me will have a successful future, but not just that. We are eager. We want to live. Time may dictate a window, but it does not define how you live inside that window. It is always said to live life to the fullest, but now we truly know what that means. To the class of 2021, I congratulate you on all your journeys to get to this ceremony, and I cannot wait to see all of your accomplishments. Go out and live your lives the way you want to, in whichever way makes you happiest. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Principal Weber.
welcome Dr. Rocco, Board of Education members, senior staff, and guests to this monumental event in the lives of these remarkable young adults. Today we celebrate the Steinert High School class of 2021, the 63rd graduating class in school history. First, I would like to thank all who volunteered and collaborated in planning and facilitating this wonderful graduation ceremony. I would also like to extend my gratitude to all of the teachers and staff at Steinert who worked tirelessly to provide a quality education for each and every student and who have helped to prepare the class of 2021 for a life after high school. I want to thank our parents, guardians, and family members for partnering in their children's education during this often difficult and unprecedented year. At this time, I would also like to recognize our graduates who will be serving in the military. We thank you for your service. In the past 15 months, we have all experienced loss in one way or another. During this graduation ceremony, we remember one of your classmates, Kevin Senzi, who is not here with us today, as well as many loved ones lost by the class of 2021 during the past year. We honor them in our celebration of your accomplishments and cherish their memories. Graduates, life has presented us with many challenges, particularly in the last 15 months, as our district, our state, and the nation and the world cope with the unprecedented and historic COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic presented many obstacles to your high school experience, at the very least, pushing you beyond those places with which you were familiar and comfortable as you faced a senior year full of expectations. Each and every one of you faced these many challenges this year head on, overcoming each and every roadblock set in front of you. You inspire me. For some of you, you'll remember your accomplishments on and off the field or court. For others, you'll cherish being a part of the school musical, Into the Woods, or performing in our school concert and senior day activities. The collective experience that you've had as a senior class reflects the wonderful talents each of you brings to school each day. Spartans, you rapidly learn to persevere and rise above the challenge presented to you. As a senior class, you collaborated with our staff and administrators to create memorable activities. We were able to plan a prom held here at Arm & Hammer Stadium, perform the school musical and school concert on the football field, have our jazz band rehearsal preparation to participate in the National Jazz Festival, and senior day activities outside on the Steinert campus. You have successfully navigated the challenges of high school, and you have handled the last 15 months with grace, strength, perseverance, and a strong inner fortitude. You've been a role model for me during these challenges, and I personally like to thank you. Remember to be kind, helpful, and compassionate today and every day. Spartans continue to aspire to the highest levels of integrity and character. Steinert class of 2021, please lean on our Steinert Pride core values on a daily basis. Have the courage to be yourself and show the world what you are really made of, because you are amazing. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call up our superintendent, Dr. Scott Rocco. Dr. Rocco, I am very proud to certify that these Steinert High School seniors have met or exceeded the graduation requirements of the Hamilton Township School District and the New Jersey Department of Education. I proudly present to you the class of 2021.
Mr. Weber, thank you, and I accept. Good afternoon, everyone. Board of Education members, Mayor Martin, district and school administration, faculty, staff, parents, family, guests, and members of the class of 2021. Welcome to graduation. Annually at graduations across the country, each speaker stands in front of the graduating students with one goal: to try to impart some words of wisdom upon the graduates that can guide them in the next phase of their lives. We do this from the perspective of life lessons and been there, done that. The speakers also do this because society always wonders if today's graduates can take care of us in the future, and if those graduates know what's necessary to be successful in the quote-unquote real world after graduating high school. As I was fishing around for ideas about what you need to know about the future and what it has to offer, and what words of wisdom I could provide you to help you after graduation, it became very clear to me. We've not been here before, and we've not done this in the past. You're the first graduating class that will enter college, a career, the trades, or the military during the recovery from a pandemic. And let me stop here for a second. We have members of this graduating class going on to the military. If you are going into the military, please stand at this time. The class of 2021 is the first class of students across the country graduating high school after 15 months of life that was different from any other experience a high school student had in over 100 years. So how do I give you advice based on that fact? It's actually not what I can tell you right now that will help you be successful after graduation. It's what you taught us this year that tells me and everyone here that you're ready for life after high school. As graduating seniors, you've taught us the importance of persistence. You're here, graduating, in spite of a pandemic, and having to go to school on remote, then on an ABC schedule, then on remote, then on an AB schedule, then on remote, and then back 5 days a week. You taught us what it's like to be determined. I admire your tenacity when it came to making sure you could compete in sports, perform in school musicals, and hold outdoor concerts. You displayed compassion by helping classmates and the community in the most difficult of times, and you consoled others when times were at their darkest. You dared to continue to dream about the future by making plans for life after graduation. As a whole, across this district, the class of 2021 will have 74.3% of graduates go to college, 18.2 start careers, 5.2 enter the trades, and 2.4% serve in the military. And finally, you had and maintained hope for the chance of school returning to what you remembered it to be. Hope is defined in the dictionary as an optimistic state of mind that's based on an expectation of positive outcomes with respect to events and circumstances of one's life or the world at large. If you remember anything this year, it's that you should never give up hope. No matter how difficult something may seem as you move through life, remember, there's always hope. There's hope for a better life, a better world, and most importantly, after a pandemic, hope for a better future. There's a quote from an unknown author that says, "Creating a better future starts with the ability to envision it." I'd change that quote, and I'd say, a better future starts with hope. Are you ready for the real world and to take on everything it has to offer? I not only hope so, but based on what you've shown us this year, I know so. Go forward and make the future better for all of us. Congratulations, class of 2021. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Ferrara, Board of Education member, to the podium. Dr. Ferrara, as a representative of Hamilton Township Board of Education, I certify to you that the students at Steinert High School have met or exceeded the requirements. Will you accept the class of 2021?
I absolutely will. Thank you, Dr. Rocco. Can I tell you, you look awesome. What a beautiful day for graduation. When my older daughter learned I was giving this speech today, she insisted that I read The Alchemist. I didn't like the story, but what I liked was what resonated with me was the concept that the story is built around, which is how do we seek opportunities and write our own personal legend. By definition, a legend is not a human being with superpowers. A legend, the word comes from Latin, is a story. For the last 13 years, you have co-authored your personal legends with the adults in your life. But today, we hand you the keyboard and sole ownership of your personal legend. So allow me to leave you with some editorial thoughts. American psychologist Rollo May wrote about the liberties we have as individual decision makers. Human freedom, he wrote, involves our capacity to pause between stimulus and response, and in that pause, choose the one response we want to act on. Each choice you make going forward will become a part of your personal legend. How you responded to life during the pandemic is now a part of your legend. And that legend says you responded by staying the course, wrestling with remote and hybrid learning, and you came here to graduate. Next, I urge you to consider taking a piece of my personal legend, the lesson I have carried with me since 1968 when I was an 8th grader. I know you're doing the mental math. 1968 was the year that the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated. That event and Dr. King's dreams left an indelible mark on my life. From the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, Dr. King said, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." And here I ask you, maybe plead with you, as you write your personal legends, judge others by the content of their character, not the color of their skin, the shape of their eyes, their religion, or the clothes they wear. Don't let those characteristics elicit hate from you. Take the time between stimulus of seeing other and craft a respectful response or walk away. Live, work, and play in the present moment. Live in the past and you will remain angry because you can't change what has already happened. Live too far in the future and you become anxious, hoping for specific outcomes which might not happen. Continue learning how to wrestle with and grow from adversity. We all discovered during these past 15 months that life can be very hard. When faced with challenges, think of yourself as the lotus flower. In order to bloom and become fragrant, the lotus must grow in mud. Sometimes in life, you will feel like you're slogging through mud. Don't sink, persevere. Simply put, no mud, no lotus. In closing, I want to highlight the message that singer-songwriter John Legend delivered at Duke University this year. And as a UNC graduate, I need to tell you that in Chapel Hill, we spell Duke, D-O-O-K. I also need to tell you that there's a superintendent in this district who roots for the Duke Blue Devils during basketball season. Just saying, Dr. Rocco. I guess this shows that one's personal legend can include being the Mercer County Superintendent of the Year and the recipient of the New Jersey PTA Outstanding Superintendent Award thanks to the Steinert PTA, and still root for the wrong basketball team. I'm working on an intervention. But back to John Legend. He told Duke graduates, "Love should be your North Star. Let it guide you." The North Star, also known as Polaris, is often referred to as the brightest star in the sky. That's a myth. There are 49 stars ahead of Polaris. What makes the North Star special is that it always designates due north while the entire northern sky moves around it. Find the North Star and you can navigate anywhere in the northern hemisphere. If Polaris had a personal legend, it would teach us that you don't have to be number 1 to make a difference. You can be number 50 and impact lives. Today, your Steiner years become cemented in your personal legend. So turn your tassels with joy, excitement, and Spartan pride. Seize the keyboard we are about to hand you. Live in the moment, not the past, not the future. Remember to take the pause you're given between stimulus and response to think before acting. Judge others by their content of character, and let love be your North Star. Congratulations to all of you. Oops. At this time, I would like to call forward the senior class president, Amanda Angermiller. Will you please come forward? This diploma is symbolic of all the diplomas being given to the graduates.
Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody.
It is my honor to present the diplomas to the class officers. Vice President Declan Smith. Valedictorian Isabella Kaufman. Salutatorian Dana F. Kwan. Secretary Hope Morrow. Treasurer Lorenzo Ciccone. SGA Co-President Alexander Friedrich. SGA Co-President Lauren McCarthy. And Student Board Representative Zach Kovacs. We will now read the names of our seniors and award them their diplomas. Scott Ackerson. Sean Patrick Ahern. Chloe Alpert. Joshua Anderson. Patrick Edward Andre. Ian Thomas Sanazuski. Riley Lynn Ashley. Maria Awad. Romario Azar. Callenton Barkless. Jillian Andrea Bexo. Anthony Benedetti. Mia Barrios. Kaylee Bird. Alexandria Bishop. Aiden Blake. Anaella Animwa Wahim. Patrick Joseph Bowles. Alexander John Boro. Valentina Nicole Bossi. Mary Rose Boyer. Ryan Brady. Ezekiel Jan Braza. Rebecca Briggs. Ryan Brown. Nicole Bruno. Abigail Buckley. Nicholas Buckley. Alexandra Budai. Bella Adriana Burton. Marlon Caba. Kayla Callery. Anthony R. Camarada. Gianna Kira Carabello. Gianna Marie Casal. Daniela Marie Castellino. Gianna Ordia Charles. Lena Brooklyn Chatterjee.
Vincent Chen. Eric Canesi. Andrew J. Childs. Devin Chilamanis. Cameron Colliner. Arden Cole. Lauren E. Corby. James Daniel Cordani. Diana Coronado Esteves. Cameron David Cortez Young. Michelle Crespo Gonzalez. Kayla Ann Cribbs. Kiera R. Cunningham. Katerina D'Ambrosio. Allison Daly. Damaris N. Daniels. Orion Davila. Anya Maria Delagrati. Marcello Lorenzo Delagrati. Angel Jane Devereaux. Matthew D. Lorenzo. Angelina Di Matteo. Gia R. DiNatel. Jonathan Thomas Doan. Eric Drodes. Callie A. Duffesey. Marissa Duino. Brianna Dominique Dupe. Michael A. Dubinsky. Tara Gayatron Emmanuel. Brianna Angle. Dante J. Falvo. Christopher Feminella. Daniel A. Fernandez Serrano. Jonna A. Filipponi.
Yasir G. Fonseca. Jalen Joseph Francis. Sarah E. Fernesevich. Sierra French. Connor Michael Gallagher. Karina Garcia. Michael Garafalo. Anthony Garrido. Gianna Marie Genovese. Kyle Gialella. James Peter Gilson. Brandon Gonzalez. Sean Carlos Gonzalez. Kayla Gorski. Gavin Grant. Shane Grant. Abigail Gersefich. Matthew Guier. Brianna J. Guzman. Hannah Hainish. Julia Claire Hannewacker. Ryan Patrick Hardiman. Morgan Hart. Owen D. Helias. Benjamin James Hemmold. Alyssa Lynn Henderson. Amir N. Henderson. Melanie Heredia. Enrique Hernandez Kirst. Timothy J. Hoffman. James F. Horan. Samantha Elizabeth Horn. Michael Jacob Imerdino. Anthony Ippolito Zimmerman. Joshua D. James.
Georgina Janetto.
Taylor Johnson Bradley. Nevaeh Jones. Charlene Joseph. Robert J. Joyce. Jason Juby. Kylie Emma Kaufman. Jacqueline Rose Keon. Jason Patrick Keon. Jack R. Kelly. Josie Kelly. Cameron Kemmler. Christopher Charles Kempesty Jr. Kylie Rose Kennedy. Vivian Kessler. Lauren Kim. Brian Klabitz III. Sophia Clutis. Mackenzie Page Kohlmeyer. Dylan M. Koch. Dominic Evan Kowalczyk. Richard Kramer. Vincent S. Labowitz. Lauren Zoe Marie LaFerris. Bryn Lako. Bettiana Laster. Mary Abigail C. Lawless. Matthew Layton. Ileana J. Lasurf. Michael Y. Lee. Lauren Elizabeth Lennox. Paige Lashinsky. Allison Danielle Lido. Sophie Leanne Llewellyn. Adriana Virginia Lopez Sanchez. Jonathan Victor Lopez. Catherine Lopez. Anthony Lopez Hernandez.
Justin Lebrano. Jacob Peter Ludian. Kelly Mahon. Vanessa A. Mackay Calcis. Trevor Leo Malik. Corinne Elizabeth Mans. Matthew James Marcel. Dario T. Marcelone. Heidi Gabrielle Martz. Jenna Marie Mastropolo. Julie Mastropolo. Donald Mataliano. Dominic Mazzella Jr. Caitlin McCarthy. Ryan Thomas McCarthy. Kira Margaret McFadden. Macy Rose McLaughlin. Kylie Meckel. Roman Medved. Julia E. Mejia. Mayar McKeel. Kayla Lynn Maletti. Carter Mello. Zachary R. Melnicki. Rashkiana Paola Martillion. Patrick Vincent Myers. Angelia Michael. Anna Mae Miller. Brian S. Mingle. Matthew Miro. Imani Mitchell. Jeremiah C. Mullen. Angel Ramir Moore. Julio E. Morales. Mary Elizabeth Motisha. Emma Marlena Mueller. Nicholas Nalbone. Iman F. Nukvi.
Haley Nardone, Jonathan Negron, Quentin Nguyen, Madison Nicholas, Alyssa Nicole Nielsen, Emma Ruth Nini, Trishelle Nunez, Kaylee Elizabeth O'Connor, Logan Ryan O'Connor, Jonathan O. Olale, Sebastian Alave Grajeles, Jaden Maverick Oldjohn, Danny Yoel Olmedo Morales, Michael Oxenham, Amy Paragon, Jackson Pasiznik, Caitlin Passarella, Nicholas W. Patterson, yes sir, Jack Paddock, Liam Paulino, Thomas David Pender Jr., Anthony Petrarca, Delilah Doohan Pham, Daniel Phelan, Tyrese M. Pierre, Salma Natalie Pilko, Jonathan D. Pineda, Marissa A. Plummerai, Matthew A. Plummerai, Eshanula Papel, Ian Posligua Flores, Finley Octavian Powers, Miles Littleton Poley, Christian Samuel Ramirez, Kevin Ramirez, Liam Ramirez, Nicholas Anthony Riom,
Clayton Paul Resch, Diego Gonon, Anthony Rivera, Sophia A. Rivera, Casey Martha Robertson, Kevin Jose Rodriguez, Brianna A. Roll, Melanie Allison Rockcamp, Zanaya Ruiz, Robert Rupp, Tala Saeed, Caitlin A. Salvatore, Cheyenne K. Sampino, Gianna Marie Sanger, Dominic Santini, Bruce Sherabone, Daniel Stephen Sharidi, Gregory William Sharidi, Giovanni Scarata, Stephen Lewis Shorey, Helena K. Silvestri, Matthew Allen Simonovich, Andrew C. Sine, Aaron Mark Scarrett, Kelsey Smith, Rihanna Soto, Nicholas Edward Spino, Wayne K. Spranger, Noah David St. John, Brooke Strasburger, Haley Sweeto, Mateo David Zarka, Alan Jose Terracina, Gianna Turman, Matthew Grant Tezak,
Tyler M. Thompson, Emily Lynn Titus, Nicholas Titus, Issa Toheed, Hasina Toki, Isabella Tolino, Brian Thomas Torres, Jack A. Tazi, Tessa M. Trainer, Annabella M. Truelove, Michael A. Urbani, Antonio Valdez, Comer Verinder, Molly Vizini, Alexa N. Vizoni, Jennifer Christine Wahlberg. Jack Walker. Isabella M. Wall. John James Walsh. Kylie N. Wassel. Emma Weber. Shannon Hope Welsh. Isaiah James Williams. Noelle Elizabeth Whitaker. Emma Wool. Liam Michael Wolf. Connor R. Wolf. Michael John Wood. Cole E. Woodward. Justin M. Wright. Yusuf Zeed Yaqub. Tyler Youngkowski. Cody Young. Dante V. Zimicelli. Brianna Rose Zoltansky. Deja Hardwick. Yusuf S. Higazi. Vanessa Quijano. Promise Nevius. Jordan Nitty.
At this time, I would like to welcome Ryan Brady, Rebecca Briggs, Nicole Bruno, Alexander Friedrich, Mary Motisha, Emma Mueller, Madison Nicholas, Casey Robertson, Haley Sweeto, Molly Vizzini, Jennifer Wahlberg, and Emma Weber to the podium. We will now be singing our alma mater, accompanied by a recording of the Steiner High School Brass Quartet under the direction of Mr. John Ketterer. Please stand.
Oh, Steiner time, we love thy name, and so we give to thee. Pledge with all our hearts and minds our deepest loyalty. In honor and in glory's name, assembled here receive. Forever in our hearts thy honor name will loudly ring. Beneath thy torch of burning, thy standards we pursue. Our hearts and sacred honor we proudly pledge to you. You've made us strong and steadfast. We love thy righteous ways. The spark you've kindled in our hearts will live throughout our days.
Now, everyone, please turn your tassel from right to left. I now present to you the Steiner High School class of 2021.